Guys, and we got a problem. We have a very big problem. You see how we living. Now, the irony is, I've lived in some strange places, and one day I'll share a picture with you of how strange it's really been as far as my life is concerned. And even when I was successful, how strange things got. The landlords have reached out and said, hey, we want to come check on our property. Lord have mercy, Jesus, we got to get out of here. So, today we have to do some corporate restructuring so that we can keep this rendezvous charade going. And we'll have to disappear for about 72 solid hours, and then we'll come back and reconvene so the program can continue. So today, you see this right here, this is how we live. The garages stay the same, but get this. The garage is broke, so you can't even lift the garage up. We can't even call them, get the garage fixed. We got 100 dogs in this booger. We're gonna go out, we're gonna tear the whole left side, right side of the house up, put the tires somewhere. They gotta go to Jamarcus's house, and then we gotta move all the dogs around. And they gave us 3 weeks, so we gotta regrow the grass, get rid of the mud, repurpose the other fence. It's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. And you know, when life gives you lemons, just eat them. Just eat them. Somebody said make lemonade. Just eat them. It's called penance. Suffer not the consequences, but the opportunity to be better. Lemon a little sour, but they're still good for you. And you can go research what a lemon does and why people do it and why they add it to teas and so many other things. But we know that lemons are refreshing, the zest and so many, you know, all that other good stuff. So we've got Zorro, we've got Ika, we've got Tron, we've got Cha-Cha, we've got Bam Bam. And then Hunter has 3 dogs and there's 2 bulls. I mean, you like, they come in and see this many dogs, it's going to be an issue. So we're going to put the dogs in various places. We've only got to make it realistically about 3-4 more months. 3 or 4 more months, and then we're going to move on. So stay tuned as always, and keep taking care of your dogs. See, the backyard's been beat up. How did this even happen here? What is going on? Oh my gosh. We play pretty rough back here with those dogs. And Cha-Cha's a hooligan. So, oh, you gotta stretch in the morning. I tell you, you hurt yourself. Mark's about to cut through there like a smart person. I do that because I don't want the dogs to get accustomed to, you know. So what we're going to do now is reinforce this right here, just to make sure. And that might just be stacking some bricks. Stacking some bricks here. We still got some healthy / unhealthy grass here. That right there has got the stones and the bricks, so we don't have to worry about that. But look at this over here, people. This is the problem. You come to see a house, and here's the thing. The one thing that they actually want to come see is the fence. So over there, Mark's so Marcus, to be clear, he helped us, the neighbor, reinforce the fence because Zara put her head through it. She's not over there. And so we reinforced that fence, and then a piece of fence fell down. Then another piece fell down, and then the fence started leaning, so the city contacted the owners of the house and said, hey, you got to get your fence fixed. So they're like, hey, we got to notice, we got to fix this, we got to fix that fence. So we're like, dang, but look at all this right here. I mean, you've got tires embedded. This has got dirt and sand in it. None of this is going to be easy nor fun, but we were already going to repurpose this and fix it up. I wanted to, I think the term is till and tear this dirt up, plant some new things. Jamarcus just found that we need to lay sod down, try to get the grass growing on the parts where, you know, clearly it's not. Top that part off right there. That was my little sand pit where I was, you know, originally put the pups out every day, get a little sun, a little vitamin D. But all this has got to go, objectively. Which means when the time comes, we'll be building some new things, so stay tuned for that, because clearly we got to make things better, to say the least. But stay tuned, take care of your dogs. We'll probably time-lapse it and talk to you a little bit more about some things you can do to keep your dogs interested, entertained. Cha-Cha, you pooped in your cage. She pooped in a cage. She's a hooligan. She's a hooligan, so she gets isolated sometimes, so she can think about what she did. But anywho, man, God, you don't want to. This is annoying. Tomorrow's pickup day, so you go. Let's put out as much stuff as possible. Bear with us, people. So, guys, as I said, we're about to break this whole thing down. Already moved one tire, all the tires. They got to go. They got to go. I used to say go Power Ranger, but Tommy died. I don't know how I feel about that no more. Shout out to Tommy the Green. Was it the Green Ranger? Yep. There we go, the Green Ranger. We're probably going to put the tires on that side for the time being. We're thinking about getting some sod. What Jamarcus learned, because there's no sun and it's not springtime, if you plant seeds, basically the grass is, not even basically, the grass is not going to grow. So, we got to figure something out. Or put the whole patio set up over here. Act like we just been hanging out on the right side of the house. And we don't, so we let the pups hang out. And I've been out here, I got my chair plenty of times, sitting here with them. But when it gets this muddy, this side of the house doesn't get a lot of sun either. So you get this muddy and you kind of run into these hiccups where, you know, look at Cha-Cha, she's terrorizing me. I might post a video one day of her mama doing the same thing. Zara literally drugged Maya across the field one time from her college. She's awful. She's awful. Cha-Cha! It's like, she's in a different place. Still zoo try. And anywho, we're gonna do a little time lapse. So we're gonna try to break this stuff down. We gotta figure out how to like maneuver. God, this is awful. As you see, we got the tires on one side, on the other. Now, whether the landlords came or not, we were going to break all this stuff down and repurpose it. I'm superstitious in a way. I'd love to see the area cleaned and tilled, and then, you know, hopefully plant some stuff. But here's the challenge. The pups will be here before spring. So we start looking at how much dollars we might have to spend. We might have to get some sod. Pallet of sod's about $500. That's not really a major issue. But the other part is too, because it's been raining, it's muddy, and you know, now you're like almost, I won't say afraid, but you're like, yo, we can't literally wash the tires off, because all we be doing is creating more of a problem. So Jamarcus is about to get the drill, undo this stuff here, and we're gonna again, everything will be better built. That's what it'll be, better built. And we'll talk about the things that we look for, why this existed at the end of this episode. So you want to stay tuned, definitely watch to the end so you can understand the point of this playground / area in which we would incite them moving around, running, chasing food, so we can encourage them to be confident, fearless, and ready to go to their new homes, and encourage the owners even to do the best they can with them. So always stay tuned, take care of your dogs, people. Guys, look, first of all, let me show you this right here. We just broke this down. This right here, let me tell you something, okay? What I told you, when life gives you lemons, just eat them. Just eat them and get it over with. Hunter here has had a time, and let me be very clear. Jamarcus back here. Let me walk you through what's taken place in the past 2.5 weeks. We're right at the end of the year. We've done everything we needed to do. You saw me sit with a round puppet pit. At the end of 8 to 12 weeks, we got our first product done. We had a litter. We've gotten through, in some form or fashion, the tough times. Hunter shoots a hole through his car with a real life gun. This is like, let me show you something. Bow. Oh, dang. It's gonna cost some money. Jamarcus turns around and I'm about to leave town. He's supposed to take me somewhere. His car won't start. He sounds, I remember what he called, he sounds so depressed. He's like, man, boss, my car just won't start, man. So then dude calls him and say, that's gonna be a ban. Let me tell you something. I looked at the numbers from last month. I spent $3,000 last month on dogs, to be clear. And I'm happy to show you that. Last month alone, I'm like, whoo, boy. And I'm thinking to myself, we've got to save some. But someone says, hey, you must make a lot of money. No, we work really hard for times like this. The average household in America doesn't have $400 in their reserves. I don't know if you know what that feels like or what that means, but that means when disaster strikes, like what he's dealing with, like what I'm dealing with at times, like what your Mark's dealing with, you can't get out of the rut. So what do you keep doing? You keep digging a hole, and when you're getting deeper in the hole, you can't even see no more. So you don't know what's going on. Hunter, how are you feeling with what's going on in your life currently? And I like these moments because this is real time. Most people aren't going to tell you about all the things that are going wrong. But look, I know what kennels out there struggling trying to move dogs. Dogs ain't selling for 50 bands. There's some people who are tricking some people. But for the most part, times is tight right now. And they're tough. And I can sell a dog. I mean, if it's my dog, I can sell it. But what would you say is keeping your head afloat while you're dealing with, like, this is in 7 days. We're like, hey, we'll spend some money, get a new refrigerator. We've got electrical problems in the house, so I'm like, I gotta call an electrician. You go down the line, you're just like, you start projecting, you like, there's 5,000 going right there.
Ain't no chump change either. I always live by a saying called overcome all adversity. So it's just a little bit of adversity. It was a freak accident in my 10 years of bodyguard work and personal security. Never had that happen. Could have been worse. Could have shot my foot. Could have ricocheted, did a lot more damage. Could have blew the truck up.
Wouldn't that be crazy to get a call and say, hey, Hunter blew, he got no legs. He got no legs and 3rd-degree burns. I'd be like, what? This nigga didn't turn into Spawn.
No, man. Hey, we'll be good. Just got to shake and bake, and luckily I have 2 iPhones. So.
Oh, that's another thing. Hey, look, one time, I kid you not, he just said, that's the part that got me, because I was running downtown Kansas City. And there's a circle concrete thing at the edge, and I'm running. I just got the Instinct phone back in the day. It's supposed to compete with the iPhone. It never did. And the phone, I'm jogging, falls out of my pocket. When it falls out of my pocket, it lands dead on the circle, and I step on it at the same time. I'm like, you just had a loss. You don't even know what to do at that point. All this in, like, I just left the Sprint store, got the phone, bow. Right back $161 to fix the phone. And I just spent a grip. So I love that adversity is one of the things that makes or breaks you, man. It makes or breaks you. And I've been dealing with so much adversity in my life. Don't nothing faze me. I could lose a foot and know I'm still gonna be straight. Like, that's it. That's it. I tell people all the time, pain is one of the things that lives here a lot of times. If I lost an arm, I just lost an arm. See, that's gonna go away. I gotta figure out how to move around life. But when you can't get this right here, boy, everything gets worse. Everything gets worse. So I was on the phone with an old joker last night, and I say old joker because he's like, I'm a deacon at the church, I got this today, I just want to show you my pups. Shout out to him. He said, man, how did you find such a good team? I said, everybody here is strong enough to endure and put up with the crap that we are dealing with, but also we see the future, and nobody steps on nobody's toes. So in this space, I'm the dog man. Hunter's one of the people that helps finance things, and trust me, we all spin in a grip, and I do mean a grip at times. So everything's kind of equal to it, and there's no stress because we understand the end goal. And when people get the goal, then they understand how much work goes into it, that there's never going to be any loss as long as we're still on the same page. But as I said at the beginning of this episode, landlords are coming. we are not in the pickle, but we're going to move some things around. We've got 4 months tops to solving a few more problems before we never look back again. That's the truth. And it's going to be all thanks to you guys that are watching, enjoying. This morning, Jamarcus asked me a question. He said, hey, how often, he asked me this, what did you ask me the other day?
The other day.
He said, how often do people like recognize you or notice you? We was in Lowe's up the street. I could walk to Lowe's. It's like 3 people this morning. We couldn't even get away from one of the people that work there. Black dude walk past. Love your dog thing. Such and such. Love your dog thing. Other dude. Hey, you guys on YouTube. Can you train my dogs? I'm like, yeah, man, get his number, get his info. We care. We care. We're interested in the overall growth of everybody and their dogs and whatever's going on. So stay tuned. Take care of your dogs. Thank you for watching. The world's not coming to an end no time soon. Remember, in 2012 was supposed to be the end. It didn't happen then. Just make sure your world don't fall apart.